Team, what's going on? Back with another daily flow for you guys, another 10-minute kind of morning routine. Could be an afternoon session, could be an evening session, depending on what you need from this. If you need a little wake up, if you need a little refresh, or if you need a wind down before going to bed. As always with these sessions, not going to need any equipment apart from somewhere comfortable to lay or sit down. We're going to work our way from the floor all the way up into a standing position. The only thing that might be a little bit different today is if you have got something to make it a little bit more comfortable to kneel on, go and grab that. So whether that's a pad, whether that's a cushion, just something comfortable, because we're going to do something in a kneeling position that might be a little more comfortable with a pad. Okay, so let's start down on our back. Put your pads to the side for now. And the first thing we're going to do is just work a little bit on our breathing. So with yourself nicely grounded down to the floor, lower back grounded, all of the back grounded, shoulders all the way down and open. Hands can just be placed on the stomach. And we're just going to take a full deep breath in, just breathing from the nose. All the way out, just trying to be nice and full with our breath. This is set the tone for this session. So it's set the tone that this is how we want ourselves to breathe. And it's also just notifying our body that we're doing something a little bit different now. We've moved away from the desk. We've moved away from our bed, and we're going to start the day. We're setting our body up that something is happening now. We want to just make ourselves present to what it is we're just about to do. So we're going to be spending 10 minutes working on breathing, working on moving, working on activating, and just letting our body know that this is what it needs to pay its attention to for this little period. So just as you're breathing, carry on with that and just start to let these knees just gently rock from left to right. Don't need to be pushing this too far. Just go with what your body wants to do at the moment. So if you want to go really far and you want to go all the way down, go for it. If you want to just stay within mid-range, that's absolutely fine. We're just trying to promote a little bit of movement at the moment. And if you keep your lower back grounded as well, you might also feel a little bit of self-massage coming to the top of the glutes, which is also nice here. Just a little bit of input, a little bit of movement. Again, just letting our body know that we're going to be coming for it in a minute. And going to be asking a little bit more from it. So just letting these knees drop from left to right. Keep an eye on your breathing as you do so. Good work. Just let your left leg come all the way down to the floor. I want you to pull your right knee up towards your chest. So pull this right knee up to the chest. And again, just keep an eye on your breathing. Just try and get a little bit of work done deep in the hip here. So depending on your anatomy, you want to pull the knee all the way up straight to your chest. Or if it feels a little bit more comfortable, you can also let it come out to the side. Both of those are fine. Again, just keep an eye on the breathing. Keep pulling this knee up. And then what we can do is just start to work this knee a little bit from left to right. So I'm pulling towards my pulling towards my chest, and then I'm just working this a little bit from left to right. Just getting a little bit of hip capsule mobilization done here. So we're pulling up into the chest, and then just working gently from left to right. You should feel this deep in that hip socket. And then just place the hands under the knee now, onto the back of the hamstrings, and just get this leg extending and bend in from the ground here. So I just want to touch into this end range of my hamstring and then drop back down. So just touch into end range and back down. Good work. Just feel just waking up this nervous system a little bit as well. The work done here, a few more. And last one. Cool. Let the right leg go, pull this left knee up. Left knee gets pulled towards the chest. Start with just a little bit of sustained pressure here. And then when you feel ready, just start to drop it a little bit to the left and a little bit to the right, a little bit to the left and to the right. So just working from across the chest to the armpit. Keep that pressure being pulled up. So keep pulling that knee in towards you. Just gradually start to work it a little bit left and a little bit right. Good work, a few more here. Keep it on your breathing. And then place the hands underneath, so into the back of the hamstrings, above the knee, and just start to extend and bend this side. Just be interested if one side is a little bit tighter than the other. It's no problem. We play a sport that is definitely a little bit more dominating to one side, so it's normal to have one side that is different to the other. We just need to be always trying to chase the symmetry and just accepting that it might not be perfect. We're always just trying to make things as even as we can. Good, a few more here. Perfect, okay, we're gonna roll ourselves all the way up. I'm going to come up into a seated position, and we're just going to do a little bit of work on our posture from here. So just in a seated cross-leg position, the first thing I want you to do is allow yourself to round all the way over. So let your hands roll forward and let this upper back roll over. Take one deep breath in, one deep breath out, and then straighten yourself all the way up. Nice, tall, elongated posture, tall through the head, and then hands out ahead of you. Good, let the hands fold back down to the floor. Reach and stretch. Flex the spine over as much as you can. Full deep breath in. Full deep breath out. And then come all the way back up to a straight, tall position, tall through the head, hands out ahead of you. Good work. Spin round now. We're going to grab your pad or pillow or whatever you've got to make this a little bit more comfortable. And we're going to place one knee down on this pad, and the other leg is going to come out ahead of us in a half kneeling position here, okay? So this obviously is going to be a lot more comfortable if you've got something to rest your knee on. If you don't, then just try and release as much pressure off that knee as possible. We don't want you to feel uncomfortable there. So what we're going to do is, first things first, we're going to try and get a little bit of movement in this back hip. So you can probably just see here that my right knee is a little bit behind my right hip. So I've got a little bit of extension in that right hip. And from here, I'm just going to keep myself nice and tall through this front leg, tall through my torso. And then the feeling I'm going to have is to try and tilt my hips under. So I can allow them to tilt backwards and then tilt under. And as I tilt under, the glutes are going to be squeezed, and I'm going to feel this stretch come onto the front of my right thigh. So I'm just going to tilt back and tilt under. So I'm getting a little bit of activation done here, but really getting some good mobilization done on the front of this right hip. So let it go and then tuck under. Trying to keep myself nice and upright, but not coming all the way into banana back. You can rest your hands on your knee if you want, tuck under. A few more here, let it go. Tuck under, good work, last one. And tuck under, good. Take your hands up, place your hands up by the ears. So I've got my hands by my ears, elbows open. And now I'm gonna keep the tuck, I'm gonna tuck under and keep this tuck on as I now tilt my upper body. So I'm tilting this way, tilting my upper body over to the left. Trying to keep this tuck on, keep this stretch onto this right side as I then tilt over to the left. Keep the tuck on, tilt to the left. Two more of those. Tilt, keep that tuck, last one. And tilt, good. Relax that tilt, give yourself a rest, and then bring it back on, tuck, hands back up, and then we're gonna rotate round to the left. Come back, rotate round to the left, back, two more of these. Rotate, back, last one, rotate, and back. Good work, let's swap sides. Let's go left knee down. Again, use your pad if you've got one. Right leg comes forward, and the first thing we remember, we get this this left knee behind this left hip, and then we worked on tucking under this pelvis, okay? So we take it off, and then tuck under and squeeze. So glute squeeze, feeling the stretch into the front of the left thigh. Relax off, tuck under and contract. Relax off, tuck under and contract. Just working in your own pace here if you want. Really trying to get this glute to squeeze, hip to pull, and feeling this stretch onto the front of the thigh. Two more here. Squeeze under, and last one. Squeeze, good. Let it go, come back in, put that squeeze back on, hands up by the ears, and then we're gonna tilt over to this right hand side, keeping this tuck on the whole time. Recommit to that glute squeeze, recommit to that tuck. Just working on tilting the spine away from that left side. Two more here. And last one. Good work, let the tuck go. Re-engage, recommit, hands up, and then we rotate round to the right. You guys are doing great. Just recommit to that squeeze for me on the back side and that left side. Keep the hips tucked under. Feel that stretch on the front of the left hip. 2 more for me. And last one. Good work. Take a rest from there. Come all the way down, get rid of your pad, and just drop yourself up into a deep squat position for me. So we're just gonna allow the heels to come up. Just rock these hips from left to right. Use your hands if you want to just widen your knees. Just keep breathing. When you feel ready, you can place your hands down on the floor and then slowly walk the feet in and just push your feet into the ground, lift your bum up, leaving yourself falling forward. Just slowly, 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 you can start to work your way up, vertebrae by vertebrae, all the way up into a standing position. Guys, fantastic work. Hopefully you feel better across the hips, across the torso, and across all the lower back area as well when you walk away from this session, whether it's to go and start your day, whether it's a little refresh of the day, or whether you're now winding down, ready for a good night's sleep. Fantastic work. I'll see you guys tomorrow.